Let's go. Mashed potatoes.
Rashee Rice.
Yeah, buddy.
We got new news. Your boy, the Smitty, choking right when I hit the live button. We've got good news. I was taking the sip, went down the wrong pipe right when I was going live. I was surprised that hasn't happened before. Out of all the years that your boy's gone live, I haven't taken a sip of a drink and choked right before my live stream or on my live stream. Anyway, 10 games was reported about Rashee Rice. What do we tell you? What do we tell you? Don't take Tom Pelissero's report like it's gospel, because Schefter wasn't retweeting it. Rappaport wasn't retweeting it. Nobody was confirming Tom Pelissero's report. Well, Schefter came out today and said it's wrong. 10 games is not the case. That did not happen. The NFL asked for 8 games, and the CBA requires 6 or less. So we're looking at what Schefter says is a 4 to 6 game suspension. If he had to guess, he'd say 5. We're breaking it all down right now, and we're drafting. The Fantasy Football Show Graveyard Edition begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Well, we're right again. But look, we don't know what this suspension is going to be. We have no word on that yet. But Schefter did say the NFL proposed an 8-game suspension, not 10. 10 was not correct. And we knew that this smelled fishy, just like everything else. This smelled fishy. 8 games is what the NFL proposed. The CBA calls for 6 games or less. Not 6 games, 6 games or less. So 6 games is the likely potential point that the league's going to want then, if that's what the CBA calls for. Now, we're going to probably get some sort of 4 or 5 game requests from the Rice camp. So at the end of the day, we still may be looking at 4 to 5 games. It could be less. It could be 3 to 5. Maybe Schefter doesn't even know. But according to the CBA, let me read everything that kind of recap of everything that Schefter said. The NFL was pushing for 8 games, not 10 plus as some speculated. The CBA actually points toward a suspension of no more than 6 games. The delay has been due to the NFLPA, not the NFL. So there's that point as well. And that also Schefter said that it's closer to 6 games than it is 3. So his guess would be 5, but it's probably, if I had to make a guess right now, 4 to 5. At the end of the day, your boy said 2 to 4. I think we're still in that overlap territory. I might be 1 game off, but it does feel like, according to Schefter, we're looking at a 5-game suspension for Rashee Rice. And this is a good day. This is a good day.
Mashed potatoes.
Some of you might be like, well, I hate Rashee Rice. What he did, put him in, lock him up, don't let him. I mean, I understand that argument. If you want to make that argument, that's fine. But at the end of the day, this is a huge win for anybody that's already acquired Rashee Rice at 4th round value, 5th round value. We'll see where this maybe puts his ADP in the coming days, because it's gone all over the place. It climbed up to the 18, 17, 22 overall, when it was totally thought that the suspension wasn't even going to be talked about this year. And then when the news broke that he's going to probably get a suspension this year, and we didn't know how long, but it was probably going to be the case, I projected 2 to 4 games roughly. And then everybody started dropping him to about the 4-round territory. Then the news broke from Tom Pelissero, or the fake news broke from Tom Pelissero. Like I said, when's the last time Tom Pelissero broke anything? I'm not saying he hasn't been accurate when he's talked about something. I'm not trying to rip on Tom Pelissero, but he's not exactly the guiding light of breaking news day in and day out. So when a report comes out that Schefter doesn't retweet, that Rappaport doesn't retweet, that no one's retweeting, and Tom Pelissero saying the NFL wanted 10 games, I'm going to ask questions. And while a lot of people are taking victory laps around your boy and the channel, I'm feeling pretty vindicated at this point based on Schefter's comments. Now, can things go sideways again? Yeah, but we're looking at what probably is a 4 to 5 game suspension, maybe even less, but we're looking and expecting 4 to 5 games. And that means that all your 4th and 5th round Rashee Rice shares are safe and cooking.
Let him cook.
Feeling good. Feeling good in the neighborhood. Somebody said that they asked me a super chat last stream. I mean, maybe you dropped it when the show ended, but you said, can I answer it? I don't have anything in front of me. You're going to have to just re-ask me the question. Who was it that said that? I mean, sometimes you guys will drop it when I'm like out the door or something. Let's see here. Austin sent a super chat last video. Can you respond when you get a chance? Smitty up in 2 picks. You're going to have to restate it, my boy. I have no idea what you said. And I don't know if you dropped it at the end of the show. I answered all the super chats. Maybe I missed it. If I did, I apologize. But if you dropped it at the end, then just, yeah, repost the question real quickly. Man, Rashee Rice.
Let him cook.
What's crazy is the 2 L's that we've taken. And I admit when I take an L, some don't think I do, but it was the Judkins situation that I said he wouldn't play week 1 and, you know, don't go near him. And then once all that stuff got resolved, it's like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden now we're back to Judkins isn't getting signed yet and that the NFL is still investigating. And then on this situation, 10 games from Tom Pelissero, we're back. We're back on both these topics again. It's just crazy, man. This is wild. Now, we got to keep in mind that we certainly, you know, aren't out of the woods yet in terms of getting less than a 6-game suspension, but it feels very much like we're heading in that direction. This question here, this was the chat. Hampton gone now. I'm up in 2 picks. I sent a $5 hauler. Okay, but what's the question, Austin? I got your name pulled up with all your messages, and I don't see the question. So ask me the question again. I don't have any of the previous Super Chat stuff, and I don't know when you sent it. If you sent it at the end of the show, I didn't get it. Okay. I'm in a 12-team home league. Here we go. Thank you. 12-team home league slow draft in my bigger money league. And thank you again for that Super Chat. $250 PPR. Start 1 QB, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 flex. Currently have Gibbs, Bucky, and Garrett Wilson, which is phenomenal, my boy. It's important. I'm sorry. It's almost my pick. Well, who's there? Like, Austin, you got to help me here. I don't know who to grab. I don't know if you're piecemealing this message here. Okay. And then you're saying you got MHJ JD5 available, Rashee Rice available too. Yeah, you're not taking him yet. MHJ JD5. I mean, that's not a lot of options you're giving me, Austin. You're kind of diminishing the help that I can give you here. And I didn't see the super chat, so you must have dropped it when the show is over or something. I don't know. But I will tell you this. I love what you have so far. JD5 out of what you're giving me, I'm going to smash that as my 4th drafted player. Gibbs, Bucky, Garrett Wilson, JD5. I don't mind MHJ Mahomes later. I don't mind going, you know, if Hendy were available. I don't think he is. But I'm probably very tempted to go JD5 here. And, bro, I'm not even scared to go Harvey with the next pick. And then go Debo. And, I mean, Ibuka's probably not going to be there. But if this is a grandma league, my boy, you know, we'll open the phone lines in a minute, my guy. JD5 would be my pick right now if you're in a bind and I don't have any other players to go off of. Appreciate you dropping the super chat, though. And certainly open the phone lines in a little bit. JD5 is a smart pick. Got Neighbors and Hampton's there. You grab Hampton. Hendy's there. You got to take Hendy, by the way. Got Neighbors earlier for K9. Traded away A.J. Brown for Bucky. Scotty, you're playing with a bunch of grandmas, bro. Neighbors for K9, traded away AJB for Bucky. You were trying to trade you were trying to trade Neighbors for I forget who it was. Neighbors for Hampton, which I like Hampton, but you were trying to, and your boy said go trade AJ Brown. You get Bucky? I mean, what kind of grandmas are you talking about, bro? That was a fantastic trade. They're gonna close your league down if you're not careful, bro. Let's see. So anyway, in a nutshell, for those just joining, not a 10-game suspension. That was a bogus report by Tom Pelissero, which I told you to be very wary of. Smelled awfully funny. 6 to 8 games isn't even the number. The NFL asked for 8, and that's why it's going to a hearing, because that's ridiculous, and it's not going to happen. And the CBA requires 6 or less, which means we're going to be going for 4 or 5. And because the CBA does mention 6 games or less, Rice's camp is going to probably settle. If I had to guess on this, I would say between 4 and 6. I will be with Schefter on this and say either 4 or 5, and he serves it right away, because this thing will get settled versus going to the hearing is what my guess is. If it goes to the hearing, then it might still be the same number, but he gets to play the first 4 games of the season. So probably going to be settled before the game ends, or the game ends, before the first game begins, which means that he will serve the suspension at the front end of the season, which a lot of people want, but I don't want. So, that will be something we discuss. All right, phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
No one's trading neighbors for K9, or no one's trading neighbors for K9. Apparently, Scotty plays with his grandma, his great grandma, 2 elders that are no longer on this earth. 502, what's your name and where are you calling from?
It's K from LA.
K from LA. What's up, K from LA?
Hey, I was wondering, out of this 3 combo, who would you rather have? Genty, Bucky, and Garrett Wilson, or Genty, London, and Hendy?
Hold on a second, bro. Mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you.
Okay.
831, mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Just put yourself on mute, please, and because I got background noise. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you, please. And then this is the last call, and the phone lines are going to be locked down here. So everybody mute yourself, but K from LA. K from LA, give me your thing one more time, your team one more time, or the options.
Would you rather have Genty, Bucky, and Garrett Wilson, or Genty, London, and Hendy?
Genty, Bucky, and Garrett Wilson, or say it again, Genty, the second one?
Genty, London, and Hendy.
Genty, London, Hendy. So Genty's that. Let's just remove Genty. Genty, London, Hendy. Genty, Bucky.
And it'd be in a 10-man league.
London, Hendy. London, Hendy.
In a 10-man?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
But, I mean, they're both great.
Sure.
But, yeah, give me that. That's a better option.
And then with the recent news, can you rank Hunter, Mbuka, and Rice?
I mean, Ibuka's not going next to Rice yet. And I think especially now Rice is going to climb up. But if he does, then we got to have that conversation, and I'm fine having it. I'm not saying I wouldn't take Ibuka over Rice and Hunter, but right now I don't feel like we can put him there. I would say probably my preference would be Rice, Hunter, Ibuka, because I can get away with it easiest. But at the end of the day, they're all really neck and neck. And if Ibuka is looking the way that this situation is playing out, where Godwin's starting the year on the PUP, he's out at least 4 to 6 games probably. And even when he comes back, if he comes back in game 5, he's going to be creeping along slowly and working his way back. Evans is an older player that we all love and believe in, but he could slow down. He barely got 1,000 yards last year. So there could be some decline there. And then now Jalen McMillan is out for at least 9 weeks, maybe more. And so you've got Ibuka, who feels like, okay, this is a rookie, but you just got to pick Rice right now until we get to that point. Especially if you're drafting like now, there's not a lot of reaction time that people are going to have to Ibuka or to Rice, really. Rice will probably still be a big risk right now. I mean, we're live on this, but is there anyone else live on this? I don't think so. So we're the only show in town. There's nobody going live at freaking 1 a.m. Eastern on news and breaking this down. So we're here and we're doing it.
Not for
All
sure.
Right. All right, my boy. Call back if you got
All right,
another.
appreciate it.
Jay from LA. Later. Let me go over to 347. What's your name and where are you calling from? 347.
My name's Larry. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Larry from New Jersey. Are you in the pantry, bro? I know it's late though.
No, why?
Oh, you just sound real quiet. Garage or something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, what can I do for you, Larry from New Jersey? Where it's
With the recent news, where would you rank Worthy then? Like, would you trade him, or would you hold him until Rice obviously gets suspended for X amount of games?
There's so many variables here. Do I trade him, hold him? I mean, there's no set plan. If I got Worthy, I love having Worthy. Do I think that people would overspend to acquire him? I don't know. I don't think so. So I'm fine. If I've got Rice already or I got Worthy already, I'm just holding both of them. I think they protect each other. And then, you might be able to make a trade later, but I'm not really scared of having both of them. Mahomes is going to ball this year, bro. He's going to straight up ball.
No, I agree, because I feel like they're, it's just a Chiefs kind of thing. They obviously failed in the Super Bowl, and now they have that more motivation to get back there. It's not in a dominant fashion to show that, hey, we're still number one team here.
And Mahomes shaved his head. Let me ask you a question. When you break up with your girl, bro, what do you do? First thing you do, you gain a lot of weight, sit on the couch and eat a bunch of potato chips, or you hitting the gym and cutting your hair or growing your beard? The growing a beard or shaving your head and then bulking up. Mahomes feels hurt. He's injured. He's out to prove himself. He's out to get his, and he's lifted. He's put some muscle on. He's taking it seriously. Mahomes is really, really serious right now. He's been out of shape about losing that game. And Andy Reid and Mahomes and the entire staff has made it abundantly clear several times, several different occasions, they're throwing the ball like crazy this year. And all the people that want to act like they know what the Chiefs are from their couch and their little lazy boy, they're gonna try and quarterback this from the couch and say Mahomes just isn't the same player he once was. Get out of here with that nonsense, that Mickey Mouse commentary. You tell me that Brady didn't have a little bit of a lull at one point? Are people forgetting how good Patrick Mahomes has been from a fantasy football perspective? Are we forgetting that he's been a top 4 quarterback, not top 5, top 4 quarterback more times than he's not been? And this number 3 year could have been this number 10 year if he didn't lose his entire arsenal of weaponry and didn't really have Worthy firing on all cylinders until the final 5 or 6 games of the year. So people don't know what they're talking about, plain and simple. And people that think Mahomes is not coming back to an elite quarterback status, what people would argue is the best quarterback in the league, he just is. Doesn't matter how good Hurts does here or if he won a Super Bowl. Everyone knows Mahomes is the number 1 quarterback in the league. It doesn't mean he's the number 1 fantasy right now, but he's on his way to prove that 2 seasons in a row with explainable situations and injuries like crazy last year. This is very explainable. He's got the best wide receiver room he may have ever had. You could say Kelsey in his prime with Tyreek in his prime is better if you want, but I would say that you could only argue with me that it's equal because he's got Worthy, he's got Rice, he still has Kelsey, even if Kelsey's a little bit lesser. Now he's got Brashard Smith, who's a converted wide receiver running back, who's a fantastic player, and Jalen Royals. This is the most weaponry he's ever had. And someone thinks they're going to just run the ball? I mean, this is the easiest telegraph thing to ever predict.
No, yeah, his O-line was also messed up, too, last season, too. What was it, their left tackle got hurt, and they had playing with a backup the whole time, and that backup led up so many sacks that Mahomes had to run out the pocket 9 out of 10 times and create plays. So, I agree.
The Chiefs got maybe the second or third best pick in the entire draft at 32 overall in Josh Simmons. This guy's a top 5 overall player that was injured. People were scared to draft him. The Chiefs took the gamble. They did their homework. He looks fantastic right now. And Josh Simmons, if you redid the NFL draft today, he'd go in the top 5, 6, 7. overall. The Chiefs have revamped their offensive line again, right in front of everybody, right under their noses. They know what they're doing, and people just love to hate the Chiefs, so they say a bunch of stupid things about them.
No, I agree. I agree. Because it's kind of like what you said, the Tom Brady situation, where he kept on winning so much that people just got tired of it. And every time he wins, there's always an excuse. So
yeah, got to go to the next caller, bro. Anything else real quickly?
Oh, no. Thank you.
Right. Call back if you got another one later, bro. All right, let me go over to Giuseppe. Giuseppe, what's up, my boy? You're live.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up?
Hey, so unfortunately, I made a bad trade. With these recent news a few hours ago. So I gave away George Pickens for Worthy. And
well, first of all, I mean, let's back up. This doesn't mean that, like, you're talking about maybe a 2 or 3 year game. Like, this doesn't mean Worthy goes down the tank in the toilet, bro. Like, this isn't.
No, I know. I was just gonna ask if you think that trading Jamison Williams for Rashee Rice so I can combine them.
Combine Infinity Stones. I would say that. Let me just mute yourself real quickly, caller, please, and then get rid of that background noise if you don't mind. I would say sorry. I did that call.
I can't hear you.
I would say probably JMO for Rice. I would definitely consider taking Rice in your situation. However, I do believe the market value might be slightly different. You could try to get more, but if I'm drafting in a draft tonight and JMO and Rice are on the board, and we might be in that situation on Underdog here in a little bit, I'm still very strongly drafting Rice over JMO, and that's just because it's best ball, though. In a non-best ball environment where you don't have people stepping up without even you asking, it's just optimal scoring. It makes Rice a little less valuable in those formats. So I'd probably say JMO's got more fair market value, but I don't mind you doing this. But it doesn't necessarily protect Worthy at all. You're almost making this move to make Worthy feel better to you. But at the end of the day, Worthy's fine. You're not the one with Rice. It would make more sense if you were like, I got to go get, Worthy because I got Rice and news got worse on him and he's going to be out more games than I thought. You have Worthy, and now Rice might get suspended 2 less games than you thought a couple hours ago, and you're like having to go get Rice now. Like, I don't know that that's necessarily a necessity, but I do like the idea if you can get a little more, if at all possible. Even if did it, I wouldn't.
You know if he suspended the playoff games?
Do I know what?
Mid-season. If he's suspended during playoffs?
He's not going to be suspended during the playoffs because think about it logically. He has a hearing that's coming up after the 4 games that he would play, right? If it goes to the hearing. My guess is it doesn't go to the hearing. My guess is that the 4 to 5 to 6 games, whatever it ends up being, is going to be decided on before the hearing. So he's going to get suspended immediately. As soon as they agree to it, he gets the suspension is enacted immediately. So it's either going to be weeks 1 through 4, weeks 1 through 5, maybe weeks 1 through 6 if the CBA's recommendation of the highest number, no more than 6 games is what the CBA says. This is why Tom Pelissero was not the guy to trust on this, and I said that. So if he's suspended for 6 games, let's say the max, it would be weeks 1 through 6, all right? And then if it wasn't, it would be 6 games on top of the 4. He's back before week 12. He's back week 11, whatever the bye week. So, he's not going to be suspended during the playoffs. And to be honest with you, I disagree with the entire fantasy football content creation world that it's a bad thing that he gets suspended in the middle of the year. There's pros and cons to it. There's no, it's all bad. The fact that Rice would start off the year hot, the fact that the Chiefs could get out to a 4-0 lead or a 3-1 lead, and then have him step away in prime condition and form, and the Chiefs humming on all cylinders, they could get by without him easier than starting off without him, struggling to make do. Then when he comes back, trying to fit him back in, there's a lot more concerns about his first game back being a blunder. And then you're like, damn, it's like he missed another game. I'd rather him play and ball out like he's playing right now, like he's jiving right now, So, but the odds are he'll probably get suspended in weeks 1 through 4, weeks 1 through 5. That's probably the more likely scenario. But we'll have to play it out. But these people telling you he really should get suspended earlier. It's better because the last thing you need is him out for the playoffs. Who's saying the playoffs? Even if it was 10 games and he played 4, bro. When's the playoffs? Weeks 15, 16, 17. He'd be back for the playoffs. Or if it was 9 games or whatever. So it's not going to be 10. It never was going to be 10. I said that from the beginning. And even when Tom Pelissero said that the NFL wanted 10, I even said, even if it's true, the NFL wanted 10, and they laughed in their face and said, see at the hearing, bub. And at the hearing, they would get 7 or 8 or 6 if it was 10. But now we're finding out that 10 was not correct. It was 8, and 8 was 2 games over what the CBA says. The CBA says 6. Mandatory 6. So we're not at 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. That ain't happening.
Yeah,
doing it live. Doing it live.
I'm not even really worried about it was mainly for my bench. Like I had someone in my league do a really dumb trade for me, and everyone was pretty.
Someone in the league's doing dumb trades for you. What'd you say?
No, not for me. He was just clueless.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to say it, but
no,
he gave me
That's right.
Nah.
What I'll tell you, bro, is I don't mind you going and getting Rashee Rice. Just make sure J-Mo's gonna feed you points weeks 1 through 6 or whatever. So you're probably better off keeping J-Mo in a non-best ball environment. Best ball is different because you draft Rashee Rice, but then you draft we talked about if Rice were to miss, let's say, the first 4 or 5 games, you could take a receiver that you believe is going to be strong at the beginning, and maybe they fade a little bit or something, or they're injury prone or whatever the case may be. You could find ways to surround your team in a certain way. Like we talked about the other night, you could almost, if Rice was going to play the first 4 games and then sit 6 games, you could bank on maybe an Addison or somebody that's going to get suspended, the first 3 games and then come back and play. And they're a discount right now, so you could almost stack those. But I did tell everybody to be very cautious with that, because if you start building a team around using Addison for the weeks 4 through 7, 8, 9, and then if Rice plays weeks 1 through 4, then gets a 5-game suspension, then you have him for the first part when Addison's not there. You start drafting around that, and then Rice settles early and serves a suspension immediately. You're gonna have a really stupid situation on your hands. So I would just say draft the best player available. In best ball, I do like Rice more than J-Mo. In non-best ball, I don't necessarily like it or dislike it more. It's complicated, but I think the fair market value in a non-best ball commands that you get a whole bunch more.
What do you mean? Like in non-best ball, would get both?
Non-best ball, you should get Rice and something for J-Mo. I don't know what that something is. You'd have to bring it to me, but it's certainly not the same thing if he's serving a 6-game suspension. You got to get more, because Rice will be playing 6 games without him, bro. It's a lot of points. Yeah. All right. See you later. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, appreciate it.
Let's see here. 253. You're live. What's your name? Where are you calling from? 253.
This is Austin calling from Washington.
What's up, Austin?
I'm the guy who left. Yeah, I'm the guy who left that kind of convoluted chat. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
But so I'm up in 1 pick in that slow draft, and I have Bucky, Gibbs, and then I also got Garrett Wilson. And so who's going to be available is looking like JD5, MHJ, Rice is there, Hendy's there. You kind of gave some recommendations.
Hendy, bro. Hendy. Not even a question. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Okay. You got to take Hendy. So you'd have Bucky, Hendy. Name your team again.
Yeah, I have. So I have Bucky, Gibbs right now, and Wilson in that one.
Yeah, you got to go Hendy. You're gonna be a little bit pressed to maybe want to take a wide receiver next pick, but I believe best player available can always guide you in the right direction to getting a wide receiver. Like you can always kind of, I don't want to say fudge best player available, because I do stick to it pretty hardcore, but
yeah,
your best player available evolves as your lineup gets filled, as the board unfolds. So there's a lot of hold on, let me merge this call. Mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you. So you gotta understand that the best player available is going to evolve for you. So best player available will be leaning more wide receiver for you when you get there. But you got to take Hendy, man. In my opinion, you could go JD5 and then grab like Harvey. Yeah, I like that too a lot. But you could also get Burrow or someone like that, right? In the next round if you wanted to. But I think you will want to lean a little wide receiver. With Garrett Wilson, Debo, like an Igbuka, if you were able to get those 3 wide receivers, let's say, with Hendy, you'd be living large. And then Bo Nix later, or Dak Prescott if you do punt quarterback for a little while. Penix Jr. and Bo Nix, or worst case scenario, you keep getting screwed out of quarterback. Penix Jr. and Cam Ward would suffice. Drake May and Penix Jr., Dak Prescott and Penix Jr. would suffice. But I'm certainly trying to get one of the big quarterbacks along the way, unless you're going to be putting yourself in a wide receiver hungry spot, which you're going to have to probably for Burrow. You're going to have to. But what if Mahomes is there the next pick? But for me, Hendy, then Hunter or Rice. I'm not afraid to take Rice, and then you just back it up. And Marvin Mims is fantastic later. He's a great player to grab later. Tesla, I'm starting to like a lot. I don't know why or how it's going to work, but it feels like it's going to. He's going to get force-fed somehow, some way. I'm talking about late in the draft. Like, you can protect yourself on that Rice situation, but...
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, anyway.
Do you have time for one more roster question? Or do you guys
go real quickly, yeah.
Okay, so same thing, 3 wide receivers, same format, same roster construction. I have Harvey, Genty, MHJ, London, Waddle, Pickens, and Trey McBride. This is 12-team. However, this is kind of like a guillotine. It's a survivor league. I don't know if you've done a league like that. It's my first time doing it. Basically, there's no waiver wire. And I'm coming up on that one, and I see Igbuka there. I already have those 4 wide receivers. But Igbuka is going to be there. Debo's there. And then there are a bunch of quarterbacks, so I feel like I can still kind of wait on quarterbacks.
Give me the list of the top 5 guys, and I'll just pick the one I would draft or the 2 I would draft, and then
okay, I'll give you. So Dak is there as far as quarterback goes. Igbuka is there. Let me see who else would be. Debo is there. I don't know if you like. I can't remember if you like Jennings or not. Jennings is there.
Not over.
Those are the top guys that I kind of see.
All right, guys. So my pick would be Debo or Buka. Guys, Debo or Buka at this point. They both played. They both are in fantastic situations. I love both of them.
Okay.
Anybody that thinks that Debo can't be as good as really any top 12 wide receiver, I'm not saying he's a lock. I'm not saying you pay that. I'm just like Debo can do that. So can Buka.
Okay.
Try and get both these guys in both these leagues, bro. Well, I'm asking the audience. Audience, ask Buka or Debo. We got one Buka, one Debo, one Buka. The chat saying Buka. I can't disagree. I love both of them, bro. They're both fantastic. Right. Let's punch it with Buka. You could split it. You could divide it. Buka in one and Debo in the other, because you got these 2 scenarios here.
Okay. All right. Well, before I let you go, Smitty, I just wanted to say I was in 7 leagues last year. Last year was the first year I listened to your show. I made it to the Super Bowl in 5 out of those 7 leagues, so I really appreciate the content you're putting out there, man.
5 out of 7. That's pretty good, bro. Let's make this 7 out of 7 this year. Appreciate you. Later.
Let's do it. Later.
916, you're live. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Michael, and calling from Northern California.
What's up, my boy?
So I got a keeper question. I have London, Bucky, Jettis, and Achan.
London, Bucky, Jettis, Achan. Okay.
Yeah. So with the soft tissue injury to Achan, I'm kind of leaning London, Jettis, and Bucky. What's your thoughts?
London, Jettis, Bucky. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
And then I figure maybe I can, try to pick up either Achan or Genty, depending on where I'm at in the first round.
Yeah, I could get behind that, bro. London, Bucky, and It's London, Bucky, and who you have? London, Bucky, and who?
Yeah, JJ.
JJ, yeah. I like that.
And Achan.
You know, Achan,
So
I don't mind. I don't mind Achan. I'm not worried about him like everybody else. And you almost have to be worried about JJ as much as you're worried about Achan. I know JJ's back at practice, but he's not like unleashing the dragon yet. And it's going to take about 14 days to truly know if the hammy's going to end up having problems. It's not just he ran one day, it's good. That thing can get a problem for up to about 2 weeks. So we're not.
So our draft's not till next week. So
you should know.
Get some more feedback and have a little more clarity on both of those guys, because those are the wild cards to me now that they had the injury.
Yeah. All right, my boy. I like it.
All right.
Good job. Call back if you got another one later.
Absolutely.
Someone says, I can't believe I got Malik Neighbors right before the other day's podcast. Bro, don't like fret too much about it. It's not like it depends on what your options were. You know, like Neighbors is not a total avoid. It's just what other options are there? And you can still make trades. You know, it's not like Neighbors is untradeable right now. Other people are not freaking out. You could easily make a swap and make this happen. Caller, just mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you. So don't freak out and think you can't, you know, make a maneuver still. You still can. Don't think that way. And if you're going to trade them, don't trade them with a sense of panic. Like, hey, who wants Neighbors? Or, hey, you want Neighbors? Just inquire as if you're not trading Neighbors. Be like, hey, well, you want to make a trade on board? And then they're like, okay, what do you got? You're like, well, I got this. And they're like, you know, what do you want? They're like, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not trading Neighbors unless you give me something solid, like something like that. You got to start it off that way. Or, you know, you make an inquiry if it's all nonverbal, like you're just sending offers. You could send something that you really want that doesn't include Neighbors. And then once they reject it, you could swing back around and then offer a Neighbors trade. And then to them, it's like, it's going to seem a little bit like something along the lines of a similar effect, to where you're not necessarily telegraphing you're trying to trade Neighbors. Maybe you had a brain fart, and after sending an offer they rejected, you all of a sudden just tried to trade Neighbors, and they're like, oh God, I got to take advantage of this. So you can do it without verbalization, as long as you're not making it the first time you send out the trade. But also make sure you understand that you're not necessarily you don't need to make a trade. You don't have to trade Neighbors. And keep in mind that Neighbors is going to maybe be the number one wide receiver per start for like 8 weeks. My only concern for Neighbors, well, I shouldn't say it's my only concern. He's had the concussion, the shoulder, then he's had, you know, there's a lot of issues with Neighbors right now. And he's getting fed hospital balls for a living right now. But my main concern is come double-digit weeks when his toe's getting progressively worse every week, because it will not get better. It requires surgery. There's no getting better. He's on a management plan. But you have plenty of time. You can trade Neighbors after he's the best receiver for 4 straight weeks. You can trade Neighbors after he's the best receiver for 2 straight months. Neighbors can be the number one wide receiver per start this year. So you have plenty of time to take action. You do not need to pull the trigger now. In fact, you might even get more value just by waiting and letting him ball out for you for a couple games. There's no way Neighbors doesn't go out there and explode in week 1, bro. You're getting Neighbors to be a top 5 wide receiver for as long as he's out there. The only main concern I have, is that come week 12, 13, 14, when there's no playoff hopes, and they say, no matter what, this kid's having surgery, like, what are we doing? We're going to worsen our draft pick and put Neighbors out there and make his toe even more sore, so the rehab takes even longer. There's more damage. You got to wait longer for it to kind of heal up before we go in there. So that's the way I would word that. Hold on, callers. If you could all stay muted real quick, let me get through these super chats. Little says 14-team Knicks, Bijan, Hampton, Wilson, Worthy, Kraft, Harvey. Bench is Pearsall, Bigsby, Bill, Burden, Penix Jr. Let me know your thoughts on the squad. 14-teamer is tough. So to have Bijan and Hampton and Wilson and Worthy and Harvey, feeling pretty good about this squad. I think you did a fantastic job. Don't think you need to really even upgrade any part of your starting lineup, to be honest. Except for, if I could, in a world, get rid of, you know, I'm not saying I want to trade Bill at all, but Bill's got great value right now. If someone's willing to buy on the excitement, and he's not in your lineup, could you get BTJ or
Walker
London?
Bill for Neighbors.
Could you get BTJ or London for Worthy and let's say Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt? Could you throw Pearsall and JCM together, maybe even Worthy as well, to upgrade into that top flight wide receiver BTJ type of value? That's the only thing I'm looking to do. Or keeping Worthy where he is, maybe Pearsall and JCM. You could look at Rice and something, and then you got Rice and Worthy, but those are the only things that come to mind. Your team's so good, you don't need to make any moves. Smitty, just want to say you're the MF GOAT. Appreciate you. Thanks for all your hard work and dedication. We appreciate you, Smitty, to the Saturn. Thank you, James. Thank you for the super chat and just dropping that to say that. I appreciate you. Slap or Ingram overall for redraft? Who the hell's Slap? I'm going to say Ingram because I don't know the Slap character. Bunch of randoms on Sleeper app. Let him cook. Thank you, Scotty. Do appreciate you. Who's on the phone line waiting on hold. Wait for me, Scotty. I'll be right there. 10 team. This is my cousin's team and needs help. It's very nice of you to drop a $5 super chat for your cousin, DJ. Nix, T-Law, Genty, JT, Hendo. We had one caller bail. I'm sorry about the wait. Hendo, Warren, McLaughlin, AJB, Higgins, MHJ, Hunter. What do you trade? I assume this is one QB. I don't see Superflex anywhere, so you're fine with Nix. Genty, JT. I want to get rid of JT. Love Hendo. Move Hendo into the 2 spot. You don't even need to use JT for running back yet. AJB, MHJ, Higgins. Let's move Higgins and JT for a Gibbs, for a Bijan, for a potential Genty. Do that live. Even Bucky, maybe. You know, maybe Bucky and something. But Higgins and JT, I'm putting those two together, and I'm crossing streams on that and trying to come out on top with a double-edged sword. You want to cross swords, not streams. You want to cross swords, not streams. I give you the King's Guard. We cross streams in the off season when things are loose and liquid, but once we get into the season, iron sharpens iron. We know what we have. Did we find out who Slap was? Was someone said Slap was Laporta? Is that a nickname or is that just he typed it wrong? Probably typed it wrong. He probably tried to type lap and he's dyslexic and he put slap instead of lap. Slapper Ingram. He's now known as Slap. I'd probably say, Laporta's more valuable. So in a vacuum, you got to take him. But I mean, I want Ingram and more. I don't know how that helps you, but I want Ingram and more. But Laporta's got higher ADP. Slap is Sam Laporta. That's not that obvious. I don't call him Slap. I don't speak that language. All right, let me go to the phone line real quickly. Appreciate you. Scotty Do, what can I do for you? You're live again. Keep it as snappy as you can, pal.
Hey, just call that guy. Trade Walker and Krusty Mary. He'll get movers. No big deal.
Get who?
Yeah, he'll get neighbors. No big deal.
I mean, you could try neighbors. You could try neighbors. You could try BTJ. You could try CeeDee Lamb. I mean, you're probably not going to get that, but try all those big dogs. And running backs, I'd go, Gibbs, Bijan, Genty, and then probably even Bucky.
Never know. Someone could be drunk and accept a trade while they're drinking. You never know.
Yeah. Slap plays. And Slap does sound pretty good. Sam Laporta. I've never heard Slap. I don't hear that. Anyway, anything else, Scotty? What were you going to say? What else did you call about?
You can't let me cook, man. I'm making good trades.
I can't hear you. You're very muffled. You're very muffled tonight. So he hangs up. I don't know what Scotty's doing. 520. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Smitty. It's Jake in Tucson.
Jake?
Check in.
Jake?
Yeah, Jake.
Okay.
Smitty.
All right. What's up, Jake?
I discovered you 3 years ago when I found Bijan down here in Tucson at Sal Point. Saw you was the first guy who got on him 3 years ago. My 32nd year playing fantasy, and you're the only guy I follow.
Bro, we can barely hear you either. I don't know if it's my phone line or just two of you guys in a row, but you barely can hear a word you're saying.
Can you hear me now, Smitty?
I can hear you now, but we definitely couldn't hear you before that. Go ahead. Bijan, you're talking about Bijan?
I was talking about how you discovered Bijan 3 years ago. You were the first guy in the community. I saw him down here at Sal Point when he was in high school, and my 32nd year playing fantasy, and you're the only guy I follow. You're the only guy I follow. You got me a championship my 30th year 3 years ago.
Attaboy.
I'm a little late getting here on the 19th, but I just want people to know Smitty is dialed and ready. I got a couple questions for you. I'm going to be getting in here more late night and hopefully enhancing the show, but I got two questions. First, are we getting Scott Hansen back? Getting you on the national street cred and getting Scott Hansen back on for an episode this year?
He should be on, but he's so busy, anything could fall through. I'm waiting to hear back from my people, which is me, are waiting to hear back from his actual people. So we'll see what if he does come back on. I mean, we're talking JD5, we're talking Penix Jr., and then we're gonna give him we're gonna give him a little dose of what's coming this year with Hendy and Harvey, Hunter, and then we'll see if we can. I'm gonna say, let me throw 3 bold predictions out to you, and if you tell me which one you want to accept, it's the most ridiculous sounding to you, and then we'll run it back. Because the challenge that Scott Hansen and I had, I felt like we were on the verge of getting the victory on.
You called Michael Penix was your big one, and we almost cashed in on that.
Almost, we're just Raheem Morris just hung on to Kirk too long. It just really burned that, bro. We were almost there. All right, anything else?
I got two quick ones. Red lens glasses you need. Red lens glasses for the blue light that you have to deal with all night.
We got
a stick edition.
I got them. I got all kinds of them. I rotate these bad boys all the time.
And then I want to see some more pumping of the iron, dude. What happened to the old reps that we would get? You pumping iron.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm missing that.
I don't know where my glasses went. I think they're right here. Hold on. They're somewhere around here. I've got the orange lens ones. The orange.
So, Smitty, I got a quick one for you. In my 32nd year league, we do an interesting. I got the 12-13, but then we do a third round reversal where I pick number 25, and then go 48-49. And
okay.
And so what I was stuck for a while there, just going Sun God. I'm on Jake Brown and like Achan, but now I'm kind of like leaning a little more Bucky, a little more maybe Chase Brown there.
Yeah, Bucky.
The question I have for you is it Bucky? Okay, good. And then coming back, is it crazy to go Hendy? Oh, there you go. I like the lenses, Is it crazy to go Hendy at the 3-1? But I'm not going to get on that 48-49.
No, we talk about this a lot. I know you're getting back into the swing here, but especially like let's see Jamar Chase at 1, and you get back down to this 2-3 turn. So this is your 1, this is your 2, and this is your 3. It's not crazy to go Hendy and Hampton here if you had to, or you'd almost.
No. You're missing it. I'm 12-13 with a third round reversal. We do.
Yeah. Okay.
12-13 with a third round reversal.
Okay. Well, either way, we were talking about that yesterday. So if you were to get Bucky Genty, Bucky BTJ, Bucky London Achan, any of those combos I love, and then third round reversal, you're popping up at the 3.1 again. Hendy's, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with Hendy at 3 point.
And then
nothing.
I just want to throw out there something about the community. I don't know if you guys watch college football. I obviously know you do, Smitty. But anyone who watched college football last year knows that Hendy is the real deal. Hampton never blew the rock, or just blew your sock.
What the?
When you watch Hampton, no, I'm sorry, Smitty.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
But when you watch Hendy in the national championship, all year long, I mean, you can just see that he's the real deal. Where Hampton is like, put up the stats, But I mean,
Yeah. All right. Hey, I got a full phone line. I gotta go through it. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the kind words. Call back anytime, my boy. Appreciate you.
sounds good, Smitty. Keep it up, brother.
Yeah. If you got another one, you can call back tonight. Later. All right. 831. You're live. What is your name? 831, and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Smitty? This is Spencer. I'm calling from Washington right now.
831. Okay, hold on, Spencer. Let me merge this call. Let's see. Mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you. Okay, 831 Spencer from Washington, correct?
Yeah, it's 831.
Yeah, what can I do for you, Spencer?
Yeah, Smitty. I was thinking of doing a trade for Achan and Rashee Rice. I was thinking of trading Kamara. I'm thinking of picking up Garendo because with Achan has Christian McCaffrey, and I'm gonna see if I can pick up Garendo so I can trade Kamara, Garendo, and Ricky Pearsall for Achan and Rashee Rice.
Kamara, Garendo. Remember that Garendo's on waivers right now. You know.
Yeah.
So like he's not gonna be like, oh, you got Garendo. Like you gotta remember he's on waivers for like he's not going after him. Maybe he wants to. Kamara, Garendo, and who?
Pearsall.
Pearsall, yeah. And I like trading Pearsall right now. I'm not saying I don't love him.
It was either Pearsall or T-Mac.
Oh, no, you got to trade Pearsall if you can. Okay. Keep T-Mac.
Okay.
For Rice and Achan. You know, I would say that this is going to be a pretty hard trade to pull off, my bro. I think you might even get the door slammed in your face, like hardcore. Like, make sure your fingers aren't in the way. Because
initially I was thinking of just doing it for Achan.
Yeah, and then you decided to throw in Rashee Rice. I mean, if you do this and he says no, you could say, what about Ted McMillan?
Yeah, it's because I also have I have Worthy on my team.
Yeah, if you do Tet and Garendo and Kamara for Rice and Achan, and this is Dynasty or is it redraft?
No, this is PPR.
Now, PPR doesn't mean Dynasty or redraft. That's just your scoring. Is it Dynasty or is it yearly league redraft?
Yearly league redraft.
Okay. So you're getting the suspension. Yeah, I still take Rice and Achan over Tet, Garendo, and Kamara, but it's a lot closer in redraft. Just because Rice, you're not getting the long-term value, you are probably getting the suspension, you are getting the risk involved. I guess I would try and do the pretty Ricky one. So put Ricky back in and try not to throw Ted in there. This will be a home run though, but the suspension might be eating the guy alive. He might be like, I gotta get rid of him. You don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't know, my boy.
I mean, he also has Brees Hall, so it's either Achan or Brees Hall.
Achan or Brees Hall. Well, I think Achan by a country motherfucking mile, but would I settle on Brees Hall and Rice for this? I still would. And not with Ted involved though.
Yeah, with Ricky.
Yeah. Look, Brees Hall still has top 5 running back appeal. I'm not saying it guarantees it. It comes with a lot of more risk of getting there. But bro, Hall is getting discredited right now, discounted. It's unbelievable. All right, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no, it's because the reason why is because I don't know if I should do this trade because I have Genty and Hendy, so.
I still would do it. I mean, you're not giving up an elite receiver here. You're giving up Ricky Pearsall, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay.
More firepower to trade with. All right, later, bro. Call back if you got another one. Real quickly, Travis, let me just read these real quickly. Guy sounds like Napoleon Dynamite. You're talking about the guy before from Tucson. You got a fan, bro. My boy from Tucson. Who was from Tucson? Jake from Tucson. Thank you, Jake. Anybody that isn't from Arizona, they call Tucson Tucson. Tucson because it's spelled like that. Now to business. I got the 10. Is it safe to get Achan at 10? Genty won't be there, and who do you grab in the second round? You're the best to the moon. I like Bucky a little more than Achan right now, and I don't really mind telling people. You know, I don't really mind telling people. So, I think, I think I could take him at 10, 11, 12. Just because, and I'm going to do a video on this. It might be the video I do tonight for tomorrow at 4:30 a.m. Because this is such an important topic. I think this topic needs to be discussed on a grand scale. But when you do any sort of reach, if you can make up for it that next pick, then no reach happened. No reach around happened. You can erase it from your memory. If, let's say, in round number, at the bottom of round 1, you end up taking Bucky right here instead of going, what you probably should take right here at Bucky. And then right here, you draft a player that's deserving of that pick. Somebody that you believe is technically a first rounder. Let's say it's BTJ. He does fall. Then your reach on Bucky doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You literally took a guy that should have went there, and you took Bucky early, but you got this guy later. So it's like you could switch him and be just fine. Yes, IP. That was a play on words for an obvious play on words that I used on purpose. I know you're shocked by how sly your boy Smitty is, and you think I misspoke. I didn't. So that the same thing can happen from like the third round. So if you take Hendy in round number 3, and you're feeling like, damn, I'm going really early here on Hendy, you're doing the reach around. Then here in this fourth round, you get Garrett Wilson, who deservedly holds third round value in my mind. I'm saving myself from what appears to be a real like early pulling of the trigger here in the third round with this savior here. So that's what I would say. Bucky's kept. Then I'm fine with Achane at 10. There's a little bit of risk, but bro, it's not that big of a deal right now. They're holding him out precautionary. And anybody else saying otherwise is trying to speculate for clicks, bro. I'm not saying that this thing can't go badly, but everybody acting like they know what the amount of time is for a calf soreness, as if they've got like the results of his imaging. Like, oh no, this will keep him out. Like somebody from CBS said he'd be out through week 3. Yeah, they're guesswork, bro. It's total guesswork. There's no evidence at all. There's zero evidence. You let me handle it. You let me handle it, bro. All right. Chase Brown over Bucky. You could go that route. I'm fine with that. But Bucky, Achane, Genty. If Genty's gone, Bucky's gone. And I'd be surprised if it's a keeper, I guess you were saying. Okay, yeah, if it's a keeper. Achane in a keeper format, that's fantastic. Thank you, DJ, for the super chat. Appreciate you. And then Cassio, appreciate you. Just drafted 12-team PPR. Burrow, Gibbs, Chase Brown, Tracy, Mason, JSN, DK, Ridley, Buka, Higgins, Pitts, Taylor. Trades to improve. I would say I would love to have a little bit better wide receiver here, my boy. I think I would much prefer having... I'm not saying I don't love JSN and DK and Ridley. I'm just saying if I could figure out a way to take, let's say... Damn, it's so hard. Like, Buka's so good. I put Buka in your third spot, and then you're trading DK or Ridley, keeping JSN and trying to use either Tracy or Mason to maybe get like that little bit of a bump. So Ridley and DK, maybe somebody's a little thin at wide receiver, but they do have one, big gun. Or you even just do some sort of slight upgrade where, somebody might think you got ripped off, but you really love the wide receiver. Who's a wide receiver that DK and Ridley can get you that's not outlandishly out of bounds? Like London's not going to happen probably. You could try. Like what wide receiver would make sense there?
Rashee Rice, if he's a survivor suspension.
Yeah, I don't mind that for one of them. Like you could get rid of Ridley on the high right now for Rice. I would do it. Although some might not. Correct. Some might want Ridley alone over Rice, and I can understand that. Ridley should have a pretty good season.
What if JSN and Ridley could get you into a London or a Lamb?
That I'm okay with. Sure. Yeah, you could look at that, and then you could have DK, Buka, and Lamb. DK Buka and BTJ. So JSN and Ridley, JSN and Ridley or JSN and DK. I'd probably rather give Ridley up than DK. And I know that we're excited about Ridley, and I'm not calling Ridley a bust on any level. I'm getting more and more intrigued. We've loved this kid for a long time, and he did okay last year, but we hyped up Ridley more than anybody could possibly hype him up 2 years ago, and he didn't quite deliver. The year he's in Jacksonville, he just got fed these horrible passes that were low efficiency stuff. It wasn't his fault, but it just didn't work out. And I've always loved Ridley, but Ridley's hard to trust. He hasn't exactly done what he's supposed to do for multiple years in a row. So it's like, give me DK probably over Ridley, but I'm trading Ridley and JSN, like Travis said, for Lamb or maybe BTJ, JJ. You know, maybe someone's scared off on Neighbors, and I still think Neighbors per start is probably worth it, but you just have to be on your toes about, do you pull the trigger on a mid-season trade or a week 10 or a week 9 trade for Neighbors if you do end up acquiring him. But that would be buying him low. So I like the team. Burrow, Gibbs, Chase Brown, JSN. I just want one more. I just don't think I could look at your team, Castillo, and say that is the best team in the league. It's missing one piece of a move of some kind. Yeah, I liked Achane first, London or BTJ second, Hendy third, and Garrett Wilson fourth. Then maybe a QB. If the QB is the right fit, yeah, absolutely. But I'm still not opposed to saying let's go Penix Jr. and Kyler, or Penix Jr. and Dak later on, and then getting that Harvey, that Travis Hunter, that Igbuka, or that Debo just to beef up, the lineup. I'm not opposed to that at all. Thank you, DJ, for the super chats. Appreciate you. And I think that is all of them. I think I'm caught up right now. There might be one more. Let me just see real quickly. Josh Thomas says, bro, how does Smitty find all these sleepers so early? We're on it 24/7, 365, bro. No one does it like we do, quite like we do. Bucky was kept. Thank you for that one. I think I'm caught up now. No one does it like we do. We're out here every single day. There's no backing off. Some of these shows they'll be like, we'll go to full shows in July, or like it's 24/7, 365. We'll be drafting on Underdog, by the way, in a few minutes. Let me drop that link right now so you guys can get in and sign up. Underdog link is right there. The link is also, I think, pinned in the live chat right now. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000, but the minimum is only $10. So please jump in, sign up using that code. The code Smitty gets inserted into the link, and the link is also in the description of every single video, just so you know. So, Travis, go ahead and what else did you have? And then I'll go over to the caller 713 in 1 second. But go ahead, Travis.
Yeah, just quick, and I'll let you get to the other guys. Did you say in the beginning whether you thought they'd come to a settlement before that September 30th or not?
Yeah.
I think they probably will, right?
My guess is that, first of all, Tom Pelissero seemed to have everything wrong. And his assumption that he would be available to play the first 4 games is not, that part wasn't him. That part was true, that the settlement hearing was set. That's all good. But the fact that the CBA says that it's 6 games or less, no more than 6 games, means that the suggestion of 8 games, which is what the NFL reportedly suggested, not 10 games. That's why we're saying not 10 games. It's not 10 games. Schefter is saying that's not true. Sorry, Tom, but that's why we don't trust Tom Pelissero. It's not that I think he's lying or anything. I just don't think he was talking to the cleaning lady's husband, that ended up, repairing a light bulb at the right time in the right moment in the right boardroom, and he misheard something. But at the end of the day, it's 8 games that the NFL recommended, and when the CBA says 6, that's why we're hearing that maybe, and this part might be fabricated too, or maybe Tom just got it all wrong, but it could be that it's like this is unprecedented because it's outside the CBA's recommendation. So we'll see with the hearing. But my guess is that the NFL is not going to want to drag this out and make a big spectacle of it. It wastes time, resources, money, creates a spotlight, it creates a bad narrative. The NFL is going to settle anyway, so why If the NFL loses in the hearing, that's going to look really bad on the NFL. Roger Goodell just lost the tush-push battle, so does he want to take another public L? And so he'll probably talk to his people and say, well, are we going to get 8? And they're going to be like, no. And CBA says 6 or less, and this is a first-time offender with no alcohol involved. And I'm not trying to say that he was a good kid that day. I'm just saying he made a mistake, multiple mistakes on that day. Nobody got seriously injured, thank God. If someone did get injured, it'd be a different situation. He didn't injure anybody massively because they went to the hospital and checked in. That's why it became a criminal offense, but a felony. But at the end of the day, this is a kid that had no priors. As much as somebody wants to hate on him, as much as somebody wants to hate the Chiefs, as much as somebody wants to say he deserves to be in jail for a year or deserves to be banned for life, that's your personal Karen opinions or in your feelings. This is football, and we've got a job to do. We don't have a job to get in our feelings and talk about how we think he should get this. Doesn't matter what we think. What matters is how we respond to it. What matters is how we predict it to happen. And so what I'm saying is, I think the NFL is advised, hey, he's a first-time offender. There was no proven alcohol involved, no failed breathalyzer, nothing, and he ran away from the scene, so you got to understand that. But at the same time, the NFL is going to be advised, you're probably not getting the 6-game max. So let's offer 5, and so that they don't have the risk of this dragging out. And maybe they end up getting the 6-game max, so they say 5 sounds like a deal. Let's just take it. And then Rice goes, agreed. And then they go ahead and they take the 5 games. Everybody moves on. He serves his 5-game suspension immediately. There's no him playing weeks 1 through 4 like previously thought. And it makes sense that this thing continues to follow a path of something you can't predict. It's an unpredictable path that it's been on the entire time. So what makes anyone think that we know what's going to be next? Exactly, we don't. It's going to go like this the whole time. The Judkins situation has gone like this the whole time. It was, Judkins will never play again. And then I was like, Judkins is cleared. He's fine. He's back. Oh, he's the GOAT. Everyone's like, he's the new Bucky. I told you Judkins was going to be the next Bucky. And then all of a sudden now Judkins isn't signing his rookie deal again. The NFL is still investigating, doing their own investigation. They may still deem down punishment. We don't know. So both the Judkins and Rice situations are all over the map, and I don't necessarily think they just come to a smooth conclusion. It's going to be a little bit of a, we're trying to navigate the waters. But I think we're going to end up being historically more right than we were wrong on the predictions of this. But we'll see. Travis, 1 second. I have Kyron already below. Kyron already. Oh, by the way, sorry. My screen was a little blurry in there. I got Kyron already, by the way. Yeah. Well, that's a great running back to have, my boy. That's a great running back to have. And then what was his team? His team was, would you take Lamb, AJ Brown, Warren? Let's see here. Would you take Lamb, AJ Brown, Warren, Caleb Johnson, or Genty, DK Metcalf, JSN, Dobbins? What is this? Is it a trade? Because if you're drafting, don't draft Dobbins. Like, I don't know where you're drafting him there, but would you take Lamb, AJ Brown, Warren, Lamb, AJ Brown, or Caleb, or Genty, DK Metcalf, JSN, Genty, the Genty side? I think if it's Dynasty, if it's not Dynasty, then I guess I would still be taking the Genty side, yeah. But I'm especially taking it if it's Dynasty, because the way I look at it is Genty over Lamb or even. So take those. You can almost take those guys out. So it's AJ Brown and Caleb Johnson and Warren versus DK Metcalf. I'm sorry, DK Metcalf, JSN, and Dobbins. Give me the Genty side on all counts, but especially in Dynasty. Arguable in redraft, I suppose, but $4.99 hauler. Thank you, Pam. Appreciate you. Or is this Papa M? It looks like Pam. Pan or Pam? Is it Pan or Pam? Papa M. I bet that sucks for him. He's like, I thought my name was badass until someone read it Pam one time. because it's gonna read however you're used to seeing those words together. Papa M or Pam Pam. That sucks, man. He's probably like,
I definitely see Pam Pam when I looked at it first.
He's like, I gotta change my whole name. I can't. You know, that's like my buddy who's got Dolphin in his screen name everywhere. You know, Dolphin, you know, Joe, whatever. And it's like he thinks it's like, yeah, Dolphin, you know, Dolphins, baby, you know, Dolphin Joe, woo, Cardinals, you know, Cardinal Smitty. But the way you read it is like Dolphin, Dolphin Child, like Sunflower Joe. Pam Pam.
Yeah. The only place Dolphins have is Miami Dolphins. You know?
Yeah. Pam Pam. That's his new name. Thank you, Papa M. What if it is Pam Pam? He's like, bro, that's the name that I was given at birth by my, you know, dying grandmother. Don't make fun of Pam Pam. He's laughing, so it's got to be Papa. Two Pams at the same time? Pam or Pan? You're right. I'll try that. Hendy to the moon. Thank you, DJ to the moon. We got another super chat here. Dang, I did the trade and got the Lamb side redraft. Well, like I said, it's close. I wouldn't worry about it. And maybe even Travis liked the Lamb side more. I don't know. Travis, did you decide which one you liked on that? Let me pull up his trade was. It was.
I remember it. You had the right way of going through it when you eliminate the Lamb and Jesse because they're pretty equal. The other side wins out.
And if it's redraft, it's closer for you to not have made a mistake of any kind.
Yeah.
If Dynasty, maybe I would have done it, but I don't know what Pam Pam would have done.
Then you have the whole Pittsburgh backfield, but yeah.
Pam or Pand? Pam or Panda? Panda or Pan? Two Pans? Two Pams? One Papa or two Pam? Poor guy's like he thought his name was just like rough and badass. He's like Papa M. Now he's like, I'm changing this shit. I'm done being called Pam. I'm done. This is the third time it's happened this week. I was at the barber shop and I wrote down Papa M and they're like, Pam Pam. Next up, Pam Pam. Can I take a little bit off the Pam? Thank you, Pam Pam, for the super chat. Did I even read it? Lamar Hall. I think I sidetracked myself. Lamar Hall, Henry, Allen, Bill, Cam, Sampson, Nico, Tet, Calvin, Golden, Olave, Evans, I guess. Now you got me all jostled on your message, bro. I can't even read anything. Evan, Tyler, panicked with Brees. Any trade suggestions? Is this a good team? Lamar, Hall, Henry, Allen. What Allen is this? Because you kind of have some stuff out of order. Like you have Cam in the middle of running backs. So I don't know if that's Cam Ward and you just have him in the middle. I don't know if this is Josh Allen and his super flex or if that's Keenan Allen up there, just shoved up there in the RBs, or is this what Allen is that? Do you think? Is that Pam or Pan? You know, it's funny because like my brain gets so fried reading all these messages all day long. It's like something like this. Someone's they're gonna go, it's Allen, whatever, and I'm like, oh,
it's gotta be maybe Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen. There you go, right? Braylon. Okay, but you know what I mean? Like my brain's fried, and I'm having to decipher this. Like, I need an encoder. You know, this is like the Ovaltine message that I gotta decode with the coder ring.
Allen,
Henry Allen. Yeah, it makes
Dylan Sampson, I guess.
Yeah, Dylan Sampson. Evans for Evan Ingram. There you go. See, you got to be clear with this, Pam. You mean your own name? It's not clear. Now we're
He's mixing first names and last names.
I
and
know,
nicknames.
bro. What are you doing?
Pick a
You're
lane,
throwing
Pam.
first.
Pick a lane,
First,
Pam.
you can't throw first names and then last names. Maybe Cam Akers. Yeah, you're all over the place with this. You got to stay consistent. Has anybody ever told you got to use the same? You got to do the same format. This guy, remember this? This guy's AP article in high school was probably so jacked up in terms of the citation at the end. Pam, this AP article, we need you to rewrite it. Oh, I don't know. If I think I got these names right, Cam Ward, unless it's Cam Akers. I don't think you'd have Cam Akers. If you have Cam Akers, I'm going to.
No, it's Cam Scatterbo.
Cam Scatterbo.
He just said. Yeah.
You got to stop. You got to stop with the first names and then last names.
I guess to his credit, he's got it by position, but there's
He
so
does.
much in one thing.
He does, but when your brain is on empty and you got these the way you see these nicknames and not the way they're probably normally perceived. For example, you're not going to say Cam, you're going to say probably Ward. You're not going to say Allen as much as you say Braylon if you're going to go that direction. Evan. No one's calling Evan Ingram Evan. No one has a clue who you're talking about. You know Evan?
Yeah.
Like, Evan who? Evan what? Call him Ingram.
Scatterbo.
Yeah, Scatterbo. Sampson? Call him Dylan?
Dylan Sampson.
Dylan.
Who's Dylan?
Henry
Yeah,
Hall,
Dylan.
Lamar. Lamar's fine, Lamar Jackson, but everybody
Dylan.
accepts that. But you're not even using the correct Calvin Austin, Calvin Ridley. Tyler, he's not even using Warren. Use Warren, you're using Tyler. What is going on here, bro?
Yeah, pick a lane, Pam.
It all stems from Pam and Papa and Pam. I mean, this started off me thinking I was the one in the wrong, but it's when you chose the name from the beginning. You were off kilter from the start. I don't like Josh. I don't know what Josh you're talking about. Okay, I still can't digest the team when I'm looking at it like this. Lamar, Hall, Henry, Braylon, Bill, Cam Scatterbo, Sampson, Nico Tet, Calvin Ridley. God, it's so hard to digest this. You chose the absolute worst name of each person. Olave.
It's the opposite of what they're known of.
The opposite. It's bizarro world. It's like George Costanza. You're choosing to do the exact opposite. I guess my mind is so confused looking at it. I think it's a good team. Nico Tet, Ridley. I'm trying to get rid of Olave, Golden, Ridley, and probably Tet, to be honest, just because he's got lots of value, not because I don't like him. And I'm trying to get a bigger monster to set right next to Tet, to Nico. And then looking at the Derek, running back Derek that you got up there, I would be tempted to try and trade Derek for a Hendy and Harvey, Hendy and Hampton, Hendy and Rashee Rice, Hendy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do that, and I think this team becomes a lot better. Then reorganize it by known name, and then bring it back to me, and I'm gonna like it. I bet you if you reordered that by known name and send it to me, I'd be like, that team looks good. I'm just confused looking at it. And did we find out, is Slap actually a name that some people use for Laporta, or is it?
I've heard it like once or twice since he came in the league.
It's not common.
I think way back the chat was joking about it. Like when he first came in the league, someone was joking about that.
Yeah, I don't hear it though at all. Like you guys got to understand. I hear more than anybody else on anything because I literally get comments all day long. No one has ever called him Slap in a question ever. And it does bring back a memory of him being called Slap once or twice in the past, like Travis is alluding to. But he's never been called Slap on this channel or in a comment that I can ever remember. like lately, in the last handful of years at least. But it does ring a bell that he used to have that nickname. Now that I think about it, but it's not something that Slaporta. I've heard that one more, I think. But anyway, thank you for that super chat. 12-man PPR, Lamar Jackson, Chase Brown, Henderson, Neighbors, Worthy, Andrews, Rice. Like the team a lot. Rating, Book on the bench. I like the team a lot. I'd probably say with this team, Worthy, Hendy, Neighbors, Chase Brown, Lamar. I mean, a 12-man league, that's pretty damn good. Probably say something along the lines of a 8.0 because of the Rice suspension, but you've got Ibuka there. Easily can still fall in the 8 even with that. And when Rice is back on full go capacity, you might just get like 8.5 to 8.8 production there, like from me, like a rating later once he's back. Love the show. Puppy, thanks. Oh, we didn't even do a draft yet. We're an hour and 20 minutes in. So I totally forgot about the draft. That means we got to be here another. Let's do a draft. Everybody pull up their. Jeez, I totally forgot. Pull up their Underdog app. Again, promo code Smitty. If anybody wants to get into a draft, click this link right here. Promo code Smitty. Sign up, and we'll jump into a draft right now. Go into the puppy, and let me see if there's anything else. There's a puppy 3. There's the God. No one plays the sprint. It's just sitting there. Best bull, no. Mania. Yeah, let's just jump straight into the puppy 3. All right, on the count of 5, we're going to jump into a puppy 3. 20-second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Jump in, jump in, jump in. 4 more to start. 3, 2, 1. Full. But don't fret. Jump in alongside of us. TM42. Ray G gets to know them all. I don't know if Ray G, you just keep, like, you join like 4 of them to make sure. Like, that's got to be what you do. You're probably in 3 or 4 drafts whenever you drafted us. There's just no way you don't. Ever, because you're always in no matter what. And how Ray G hasn't maxed out by now is beyond me, too. Sam Laporta. Slap, I don't know. Lopez says draft. Yes, thank you, Lopez, for reminding me on that. Thoughts on Juwan Jennings? Nobody talks about him. It's because he's holding out right now, and he's adding to his injury risk. He's going to be a very injury, risky player. It's a risky proposition, my boy. I'm not a very big believer in drafting players that hold out. That's why I'm not drafting Terry McLaurin either. And that's not to say I don't like Terry McLaurin, but I'm not taking Terry McLaurin at all. I'm just not doing it. Not at his cost of entry. If he was to go a little later, I think I could get on board. Let me just see. What are we on, a puppy 3? All right, let me see if I can pull up the puppy 3 board. Puppy 3, there we are. Puppy 3, that's not it. I hate that I cannot find it. It's so hard on desktop. I just have to wait till I'm on the clock before I can pull it up. Thoughts on Juwan Jennings? I guess I would just say I'm not opposed to taking him, but I never do. I just don't see the value where he's going. I'd much rather get a different player. There's so many players around his territory. Keep 2 $39 Gibbs, $28 Neighbors, and $25 Kenneth Walker. $8 BTJ. Well, I'm going to say BTJ for sure. Gibbs is still a great value there. I mean, if that's a $200 amount, you have to keep Gibbs, because Gibbs would go for like 60 or 70 or 80. Kind of just depends on. Let's see here. On the clock. Let's go with BTJ. I like London a little more than BTJ at times, but I'm going to start drafting a little more BTJ because I got so much London. I want to lay off a little bit. I don't want to have an oversaturation of too much London, but I love London. We'll go Bucky and BTJ. Pretty good combo. Appreciate everybody. This here, did I get to the super chat right here? So Gibbs, for me, Gibbs and BTJ. BTJ gives you a little savings, right? And you still get the monster. And Gibbs is just worth it at $28. There's nothing. If this is a $200 purse, or even if it was $150, it'd still be worth it. That's crazy, bro. Gibbs is a steal. You can't let that go. Chase Brown just went, and then St. Brown, and then Henry. This message here from Fawn says, what's your favorite draft strategy this year? Thanks for all the content. Year 3 following the show, and happy to see all of the growth. Thank you. Appreciate you, my boy. So what's your favorite draft strategy this year? I best player available is always my strategy, but my favorite outcome would have to be RB, RB, RB. But that's not in best ball. It's really hard to do RB, RB, RB in best ball. I think RB, RB, at least in best ball, is probably my favorite move because I feel like I make it work with the wide receivers that are there. But the ADP shifting can change all that. But I would say RB, RB in best ball and RB, RB, RB. So triple RB in non-best ball is just my favorite. The wide receivers with Rice, with Hunter, with Ibuka. But with Ibuka and Debo now going up in value, maybe my favorite strategy will start flipping on me. And that's kind of how it was loving the one pick this year with Chase. And you get Bucky and you get, sometimes London. You get some crazy stuff early on. And then London crept up. Then Bucky crept up, but we still had Chase Brown there. We like Chase Brown there. That was still very good value. Now Chase Brown has crept up. So a lot of our players have climbed. I mean, we really have like a hit rate right now of just astronomical accuracy right now for everything we've talked about in general this offseason. And so the one picks become complicated. But I will say that the guy drafting in the one spot here, who was it that had the one pick here? PM42. That is a great way to smash that pick. Chase, Kyron, and McBride. I love that. That is a fantastic execution of the one pick right now, especially in a snipe environment. That's fantastic, my boy. Tyreek Hill, I hate that pick in round 3. McCaffrey and Tyreek Hill, I mean, that's such a nostalgic drafter right there. McCaffrey and Tyreek. Let's do it live. Let's just do it all. What are you going to do? What's he going to do on the way back? Let's see.
2022.
What?
Like 2022 or something.
Oh, yeah. Man, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I don't really like all these players here. So I'm just going to... This is how I decide when to go JD5 or early quarterback, is when I'm just like, everybody I love is gone. I mean, MHJ's not even here. Breece Hall's not even here. Trey Henderson fell all the way to the pick right before me. Of course he did. That would have been my dream come true pick right there. Is Trey Henderson. But I wasn't going to be so lucky. And this guy, I don't know if this guy's one of ours because he's doing the triple wide receiver here. And then Kittle, no running backs. Okay. I see what you're doing there, bro. Damn, I don't know what to do here. I'm going to cue Devontae Adams, which I don't love. You know what? I'm going to do it early. Screw it. He's not coming back to me. You guys are sniping like crazy. I'm taking the guy that's going to... I want to try and win money. I don't want to just make everyone stick to the ADPs and be the only one trying to be responsible, and then Harvey goes 3 picks later. So screw it. I'll just take him here. I got Bucky and Harvey. I got 2 top 10 running backs. I got JD5, number 1 quarterback, and I got a top 5 wide receiver. I'm feeling fine. Is what it is. DJ drafting right now got Bijan, Bucky, and Chase Brown. Love that. Triple running back is fantastic. As long as those wide receivers fall. I'm not even ashamed of this. And I'm at the point now, and this kind of is, I don't know if you guys remember the Bijan jumping point during his rookie year, where it's like, we're going to draft him at 9. Don't go higher than 9. Don't go higher. And then at one point I was like, screw it. Pedal to the metal. We got 2 weeks left. Smash it wherever you need to. Just boom. Bijan, wherever. I'm feeling like that now. It's August 19. Maybe it's time to say I don't care about ADP for a couple weeks, and I'm just going to do it live. I'm not saying don't be smart and take advantage of what you can get away with, but in this situation, I can't get away with anything because I'm in snipe environment, and I'm also drafting at the end, so I got to go all the way down and back. So this is this calls for me to reach.
Hey, there's only so much time for ADP to adjust now, too, once you get in the last couple of weeks.
You know, I can't. I look at my redraft team in my buddy league like 4 times a night. your boy Smitty's human too. I know some of you do that and you think, oh, Smitty doesn't have time for that. No, I pull it up. I look at this. You guys are all welcome to screenshot this and put it as wallpaper on your phone. That's why I put it vertically for you so you can stare at my team all day long. This, I can't believe I got this in a 10-man like long-term buddy league. Like we've been all playing for 25 plus years. And these guys let me walk away like taking candy from a baby. Just, I mean, I got Buka, Debo, and Harvey on the bench. Can't even use them. Probably put Buka in the lineup over Travis Hunter in week 1, I guess. I don't even know. Harvey and I mean, I don't know if I was starting Harvey, Debo, or Buka or Hunter. But I'm not benching Kyron. I'm not benching Trey Henderson in my 2 flex spots. But I mean, look at this team. It's embarrassing. Like I'm not even proud of myself, but I stare at it all day.
You could have Kyron and Henderson as your 2 running backs and be like, all right, you know, as long as you got really good receivers, you made out good.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Did Buka go?
Yep. 5 picks ago.
Jeez. 5. Well, that's a little later than I thought. I didn't think he... Now, I don't think this guy doesn't have a draft style that screams Mahomes. So I'm going to let him... Ricky Pierce. Yeah, he seems like a Pearsall drafter. This guy, I could have predicted him going Pearsall. And he looks like a Niner fan, so he'd never draft Mahomes. So I'm going to go Mahomey here. This team looks fantastic. Go double QB, which I tend to do a lot. I love optimal scoring a bully QB. So BTJ, Bucky, JD5, Harvey, Debo, Mahomes. Feeling really solid about this squad here. Got 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 QB, but bully QB is the way to go. Matt says, would you trade away Fields and MHJ for JD5 and Pickens? Yes, I would. Pickens is not that far from MHJ, bro. But JD5 is a light year ahead of Fields, so that's 100%.
I think, you know, people talk about, you know, watching in the off season or just coming back or whatever. But like staying with it all year, what it allows you to do is you should get to the point where you can sit down at any draft. You don't need any lists or magazines or rankings or anything like that. You should be able to sit down at any draft, and I know you mentioned it before. Sit down at any draft, any format, and be comfortable with what comes up on the board.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't do underdog, that underdog is great for that.
Oh, I'm
like
sorry.
really
713, you've been sitting there for like, I don't know how long. I'm so sorry. You could have interrupted. It was so long. Kenneth? Is it Kenneth? Sounds like you're
it's me.
Oh, okay. Kenneth, what's up?
Yeah, what's going on, Smitty?
Sorry.
This me. I don't know if you remember. I'm the guy that traded my 1.1 in a 14-team IDP PPR Dynasty League.
No.
For Malik Neighbors, I traded my 1.1 for. Oh, okay. Well, I traded my 1.1 for Malik Neighbors and his 1.5, so I basically traded down 4 spots. Our rookie draft is coming up this Sunday, and I have a 2-part question. One, what's your top 5 rookies for a PPR? And my second part of the question is, I'm making an offer to drop down even further, drop down from the 1.5 to the 1.8, or possibly just give them the whole 1.5 for BTJ or MHJ. Would you hop on that?
Well, that's like asking me, do you want $20 or do you want $100? Because BTJ is a lot more valuable. So there's a big difference between the two. So of course the answer is yes, I want BTJ, of course.
Okay, but you would take either or though.
1.5, not necessarily over MHJ, or not necessarily MHJ over that. I like. Hold on 1 second, bro. Hold on 1 second.
No problem.
Let's see, I'm gonna cue Jordan Mason because I'm about to time out. Damn it. I guess I'll just take. Yeah, Jordan Mason got snapped. I just didn't want to draft somebody I didn't like, but I didn't really want to take him there. Let's see here. Who else? You guys are sniping like crazy. There's just nothing left. How's there nothing left in the 7th round? Oh, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. All these guys ripped off the board. I'll probably roll with. There's just no receivers. I could take a receiver here, but I'm just going to reach down so far that I just might as well wait. Okay, so yeah, MHJ. If you dropped MHJ into a rookie draft, bro, I'm not taking MHJ over Hendy. I'm not taking MHJ over Hunter. I'm not taking MHJ over in a dynasty. Over Harvey, I think I'm taking Harvey. I'm definitely taking Hampton and Hendy. I'm definitely taking Genty. So no, but BTJ, definitely. So it's a totally.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I just mean that's a totally different question, you know. So MHJ is arguable, but I'm probably rather have the rookie. But I'll take BTJ in a second. And as far as ranking the rookies, I mean, it kind of depends on what your need is.
Well, I'm pretty well-rounded with my team. I got Gibbs, I got Kyron already. My receivers, Neighbors, Evans, Mike Evans, Debo. I got a couple of flyers like Mims, but here's how I want to say: is the top 5 for you in no particular order? But I would probably say this is my order. I guess Travis Hunter, because we can put DBs. Travis Hunter will be able to play DB in our league. Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, R.J. Harvey, Travion Henderson, and then Amari Hampton is my top 5 in that order. Is that the same for you, or?
Well, not in that order. I mean, it'd be Hunter. It would be Hendy or Genty, then Hendy, then Harvey. Yeah. So Hunter, Genty, Hendy, Harvey, or Hampton or Harvey, either one. I love Harvey though, bro. I think Harvey's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
But I like Hampton a lot too. Hampton and Harvey are pretty close. And to be honest with you, and someone's gonna take offense to this, but this is just the way it is. Harvey's more talented. Hendy is in not necessarily a better situation. It's a more clear situation right now.
Yeah.
But we're about to get clarity, and once we do, everyone's going to want to own Harvey. Everyone's going to see that Harvey's catching 70 footballs this year. Harvey's going to be the new Alvin Kamara. Harvey's a 11 or 1,200 yard rushing Kamara. Kamara's never rushed for 1,000 yards, which is crazy when you think about it. Kamara's never run over 1,000 yards. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
That's wild.
He said he's thinking about the offer, about as far as BTJ or MHJ for my 1.5, but he also said as a counter offer, how about Worthy and we swap my 1.5 for his 1.8? Would that sound better to you?
I don't know what you're saying here because I'm in the middle of a draft and that sounded very confusing. Say it one more time, and my brain's fried. Say it one more time.
What I said was he offered a counter offer of we swap my 1.5 for his 1.8 and I get Worthy, Xavier Worthy. Would that sound better to you? So basically I'm dropping 3 spots and I get Worthy.
I mean, but why do you want to drop 3 spots? What are you going to get? What do you project that to be? Because if you get Ibuka, I don't hate it, but then now you don't have the RB. if Harvey were
here's
to
my
fall,
thought process on it. If I can get a more this is my thought process. If I can get a receiver what I know what I'm getting at that position, the quality, whether it's BTJ, MHJ, or who I just say Worthy, I know what I'm getting, and I'm still able to get a rookie. It might not be a quality rookie as Genty, but at least.
Yeah, but I hate that idea of like, I at least get a rookie. I get one of the lottery tickets, or it's like going to some sort of fair and you get a raffle ticket. It's like, I get her. As long as I get a raffle ticket, it's fine. I want a player. Like moving down 3 spots. It sounds like, hey, can I kick you in the sack twice, and then move you on down, and then let's just hope it works out well. Like that doesn't sound like a nice move to me. I like Worthy, I do, but the difference in player may be significant. It may not. You got to kind of tell me what you expect that player to be. Like what 2 players can you guarantee me are probably going to be there? Or almost guarantee me. If it's Harvey, because they don't like Harvey.
I love Harvey. I really want Harvey. That's a person I really want. But I mean, how am I going to really be able to get him in my lineup if I already got Gibbs and Kyron? That's what my thought process is. Where I'm kind of short at receiver. I need receivers. That's why I got Neighbors this offseason. That's why I'm trying to go after another.
What about London with the 1.5? I mean, BTJ or London, I like that idea.
This is a rookie. This is a rookie draft. London is not available.
Yeah, but can you trade him? You're just talking about BTJ.
He's not on his team. I can't trade for a guy that's not on this person's team.
But you have the 1.5, correct?
Yes, I have the 1.5. The London owner has 1.14.
Okay,
and he's like my best friend. He's not giving them to me. I know.
That's the answer you need to give me. I just said, how about you trade the 1.5 for London? You're like, he's not on his team. Like, it doesn't matter what team he's on. I'm just saying, can you do that?
Oh, okay.
The other thing I'd say is like maybe, I mean, just shop around with those top wide receivers and see if you can pull off a move for that. If you're looking for a wide receiver and that's your objective, you're trying to take the 1.5 and dilute it into 2 like more diluted pieces. I'm not saying I don't love Worthy, but
this team here has the best wide receiver core in the league, hands down. He has Nico. He has MHJ Jr. He has Jalen McMillan, Jaden Reed, Brian Thomas Jr., Xavier Worthy, Sam Laporta, Jonnu Smith. And in our league, tight ends or receivers, it doesn't matter. Pass catchers are pass catchers. We don't have a slot for tight ends. So if you want to get a tight end and put them in at that position, you have receiver / tight end, you can. But there's no difference. The pass catcher is pass catcher. We don't have a designated tight end slot.
I don't know, man. Travis, you got anything on this? Because I think I'm exhausting my mind on it. I honestly don't mind just holding the pick. And, bro, you could take Travis or Mecca Igbuka if you wanted at the 5 pick. And if you don't like Igbuka, if you'd rather have Worthy and the pick and then you think you get Igbuka anyway, then I guess get Worthy and Igbuka. But, honestly, if I could get Harvey, I want Harvey. And maybe you could trade Kyron for a receiver or, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say without knowing.
Harvey's stock is raising up too high that he's not going to make it to 5. That's
well,
what I'm scared
then
of.
Hampton's there. Then... Well, Hunter's going 1.
Okay, so he's guaranteed a running back.
Yeah, you're guaranteed Hampton. He doesn't want a running back, though, is his problem. But, I mean,
I take Harvey, I take Hampton, but I was trying to get, I thought maybe the value of maybe a BTJ, a MHJ, or at least even a Worthy would be comparable, or if not, as a RJ, Harvey, or Hampton.
To me, Worthy is too far.
Find out again.
BTJ, and I like MHJ, quite a bit. If it's dropping to Worthy or getting an Igbuka or something, I'd probably just stand pat and take the best rookie of it.
Gotcha.
All right, bro. I got to go. My brain's fried. I appreciate you. I would hang on to the pick personally unless I'm getting BTJ. Oh, he hung up anyway. Never mind. I was trying to help him. All right. I timed out while I was trying to decide all that with him. My brain's fried today. And it's not just today, it's today and yesterday, and then having no sleep today, which is why my brain's finally fried. So I just need to rest for a day, or at least 8 hours tonight, and then hopefully no news breaks in the morning or anything. But then I can think again. But right now it's like I can't even do two things at once, and I just timed out on blue. Thank God I have my list, but it's going off of my rank. But I didn't want to take a RB there. So now I've got one extra RB than I need or want. Yeah, so I don't know what to do here with my next pick, but we'll see. I'm kind of fried. This team really got toasted pretty quickly. Part of me doesn't know if I'm even going to do phone lines while we're drafting as much because it's too hard. I end up, especially if I'm tired and I'm fried, and then I got like a complicated decision like that where I'm trying to like, it's like then I just screw the draft up. And we only have a couple weeks left of drafting, so I may or may not take a lot of phone calls during the draft. We'll do phone calls before, but I think when drafting, I'm gonna get off the damn phone line because I've screwed up like 4 drafts in a row.
Well, and you also didn't start the draft. Started the draft like late. Like 20 minutes in.
I mean, I started off really damn good, and then I just screwed it all up. BTJ, Bucky, JD5, Harvey. And to my defense, anybody thinks this is easy, like answering phone lines, running a show, checking sound levels, making sure things are still working, head on a swivel, volumes, everything. There's a lot going on. And to draft on top of it and answer phone calls and put them on mute. And it's like, I really need to just make sure I focus on the draft because I'm still trying to win. I'm trying to win one of these. It's good for business, good for the pocketbook, but also good for business win. And if I'm just blowing 4 every time I draft with you guys, I blow a roster. And we only got 2 weeks left. So
you gotta get 3 or 4 producers like all other shows have.
Yeah, producer Pete, producer Sloppy Joe, our producer Water Gump. Can you imagine if I had Gump or Sloppy Joe in here? They would make things worse. I'd be screaming and yelling at him.
Oh, I don't know if Gump's cut up to be a producer.
I don't know what
that could be bad.
Gump as a producer. Producer Gump. Producer Water Gump. That'd be hilarious.
Every show will be looking like.
Yeah, especially 22nd draft. Yeah. I should try meditation. No thanks. My generation doesn't meditate. or wear man purses. Or short shorts. Yeah. All right, Travis, we'll see you tomorrow. Anything else?
No, I'm good. Thanks, Smitty. Talk to you later. Bye.
Water Gump. By the way, I'm watching Happy Gilmore too. It's pretty good. I got some mixed reviews, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. It's really good. It's written really well. There's a lot of the old school humor. Just little details, just little itty bitty details that are just fantastic. But it's a really good movie. I don't understand what people are griping about. There's a lot of people that like it too, though. Smitty, you should get this eye massager. That's also a little bit out of my generation. I mean, I'll admit there, I can see something like that, like me being like, okay, I could get used to this, but I don't know. I don't think I'm putting an eye massager on. Rub a little dirt on it. It'll be okay. Water Gump. Yeah, Gump hasn't brought Megatron to the show. Thanks for the suggestion, though, Aaron. I'm sure it works good. God, I gotta go work out now after this, damn it. So tired, I barely can stay awake. It's 12 o'clock my time, 3:05 a.m. your guys' or a lot of your guys' time, not all your guys' time. We got a lot of California people, Hawaii. It's like I think it's like what 7 p.m. or something in Hawaii, 6 or 7. It's funny, Happy Gilmore. I watched it. Aaron says it's good. Duke says get more likes on the stream. How many likes do we have on here? Only one. We have 575 people in here and only 132. This team's done. I'm not. Yeah, when I draft, I'm going to get off the phone line because I only have a couple weeks left. I got to hammer through some drafts and do some good drafting. And you guys got to watch me try and do good process. And if I'm sitting here having conversations about stuff that I don't understand while my brain's fried, I'm not giving you a good showing. And that doesn't go for whoever called in here. Kenneth, don't feel bad about it. Kenneth, I'm not meaning this toward you. You did hang up when I was trying to give you advice, but Kenneth to the moon. Appreciate Kenneth. Kenneth, I would go after the BT. I was going to tell you, go after the BTJ owner. Or go after this guy for BTJ. And if you got to give up something else, maybe think a little bit outside the box to get it done, my boy. That's what I would do if I was you. What do I even do with this team? This team is just out of control. I've got all these waivers are processing on leagues. A lot of Rodriguez getting picked up. Royals. Okay, so I have BTJ, Debo, Luther Burden, Mims, Pat Bryant, Royals. Not a bad. Not a bad crew. Let's go Mason Taylor, I guess. I don't know what to do at this point. This team's done. Team is trash. My wide receivers 8, 12, 5, 12, 12, 10. Actually, let's look at these teams real quickly, and then we'll recap this situation here for those of you still in here in the building. We have 570 in here, 146 thumbs up. Please hit that thumb up button. Let's go over the Rashee Rice stuff. Let me just real quickly glance at these teams, and I'll give you my thoughts of who has the best team. From the one spot, Jamar Chase, Kyron, McBride, love that start. Ridley's a little early for my taste, bro. I know we're getting sniped. Rice, I don't mind that. Pacheco, Monty, Shakir, Andrews. I think it's pretty good. It maybe went a little off the rail there for a second with a little bit early Ridley for me. Bijan, Allen, Garrett Wilson, Hubbard, love that start. Worthy, that's a fantastic team. I like that. Kelsey, Warren, I like that. Lamb, Taylor, JT. Higgins, Hurts, Devontae Smith, Connor. That's a pretty solid team. Gibbs, McConkey, Hampton, Cook, Moore, Adunze, Jennings. There's some good and bad on that team. I like some of it, though. It's pretty solid. Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Jacobs, McMillan, Hunter, Diggs, Pollard. Yeah, if you could have got a better running back, which in another environment you might have, I would have liked that team. Barkley, Bowers, Lamar, Kenneth Walker, Egbuka, Olave, Higgins. Without wide receivers, that's going to be tough. McCaffrey, Achane, Hill, Evans. I knew you were going to... Remember I said, who's he going to draft after McCaffrey? It was McCaffrey, Hill, and then I'm like, what older player is he drafting after Tyreek Hill? Of course it was Evans. It's a good team. You got Waddle in case Hill goes down. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just I don't buy into Hill and McCaffrey, let alone one of them. Genty, Henry, Harrison Jr., Pickens, Sutton. I like that team. That could be good. Kyler, Krosky Merritt, a little early, but I like the team. Neighbors, St. Brown, Hall, McLaurin, Burrow, Laporta, Mayfield, Godwin, Pittman. Who's your running back? Who's your running back too? The Hall team. Judkins and Javonte Williams. Man, Cal, you almost had it, man. That team was looking smooth. And then you just kind of crapped the bed on the running back too, in my opinion. But hey, I didn't have my best draft either, so my team is okay at best right now. not loving what I did here, but we're gonna remedy that next time and not be distracted. Benson. Tig, thank you for the super chat. I'll answer that in 1 second. Just give me a moment to make this selection, and then we're out of here on this draft. I just got to review a couple of the teams here. This will go Yoshi Voss. Okay, so let me scroll back up. Man, that team started off good though until you grabbed only Breece Hall essentially. Nico Collins, Chase Brown, Henderson, Adams, Metcalf, Bo Nix. I like that team. That might be my favorite team right there. That's a good squad. BTJ, Bucky, this is mine. JD5, Harvey, Debo, Pat Mahomes started off on fire. Mahomes, Charbonnet, Luther Burden was even good considering, but really kind of got dry at that Mason pick. And then it just the team's not horrible. Then it just kind of got off the rails, got distracted, timed out again. But Mims, Tootin, Blue, timed out on Blue. Tua, Bryant, Royals, kind of just didn't. It's just thin. Everybody's so thin because of the snipage. And then Puka Nacua, London, and Jackson Smith and Jigba, Kittle, Kamara, Pearsall, Aaron Jones, Purdy. Solid, considering it's not bad, but I'm never a big fan of like going RB in round 5 is when you start drafting RBs. You could have done that in the early offseason when Hendy, Harvey, and Hampton were all falling there, and we were getting all 3 of them in like the 5-6 range. Rate my team: Fields, Bijan, Chase Brown, Hendy, Bucky, Justin. Let's hear Bucky. Who's Justin's? Judkins, maybe? Probably Judkins, I assume. Waddle, Garrett Wilson, Hunter, Rashee Rice, Ingram. I like this squad a lot. I mean, Bijan, Chase Brown, and Hendy's and Bucky. Like, how do you get that? How do you get that? Is that JJ? Jettas. I think you mean Jettas. Not Judkins, Jettas. I bet that's JJ. So JJ, Waddle, Garrett Wilson, Hunter, Rashee Rice. I mean, what is this, a 3-man league, DJ? Come on, bro. That's a nap. You wrote that down on a napkin. You went into a sports bar, and they had that sheet where you can check off any player you want. You just need to pick one quarterback out of all the quarterbacks. You get to pick 2 running backs out of all the running backs. Thank you, DJ. Appreciate you. What size league is that, DJ? That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, let's go over the news real quickly and summarize it for those of you that are in the building. The 10 games was a false report, or you could say just the wrong information by Tom Pelissero, as I said, would probably be the case because it just didn't smell right that no one else was reporting or confirming or retweeting. Well, guess what? Adam Schefter came out and said it's not 10 games. That's not what was suggested by the NFL. The NFL said 8 games. But then the CBA reads that it can be 6 or less, no more than 6. That's why the hearing's there, because it's unprecedented. A 10-man in Judkins, so not JJ. Okay, well, that makes it a little bit more feasible because having JJ and still having that Bucky pick, but fantastic team, still a 9 out of 10 practically. So we're looking at maybe trade one of those running backs for a stud wide receiver, but you already have good receivers, so you don't have to. So we're looking at, according to Schefter, 6 games or less because that's what the CBA calls for. Keep in mind the reason that the Rice camp and the NFLPA said hell no to your 8-game suspension. It's 6 is the maximum, and we're not even going to take 6 because my client Rashee Rice, it's what at least the NFL will say, our player Rashee Rice, as the NFLPA is there to protect the player, he is they're going to say a model citizen other than this incident. He's never gotten in trouble before. He's on probation, so he's going to be watched, and there's all, kinds of control over that anyway. He's learned his lesson. He's going to be a model citizen moving forward. There was no alcohol proven to be involved. And so the 6-game maximum doesn't fall or fit this narrative either. So they're going to ask for probably 2 or 4. And then the NFL is going to say, well, if we can't get 8, we want 6. And then it's going to be somewhere in between. So Schefter thinks it'll be 5. I think it's going to be really between 4 and 5. Hopefully it'll be 2, 3. But 4 or 5 seems like a likely worst case scenario expectation at this point, even though 6 could be. And we'll find out more probably in the coming days. Tig, appreciate you. What would be willing to give up for Hunter or Rice in a Dynasty 12 PPR Superflex? Also, trade BTJ for Genty straight up. I would take Genty. Yes. I would draft Genty ahead of him in a Dynasty, so I'd take Genty. May, Love, Harvey, Swift, Sharps, Wright, Bigsby, Keaton, Lamb, DK, Puka, Higgins, and Royals. Kind of a tough call here as far as what to give up for Hunter. I would say Swift. I would say I would give up Higgins, especially if that's T. Higgins. If it's Jaden Higgins, you won't get much for him. It might be Jaden Higgins because you're listing him after Buka. There's no way you'd probably do that. DK. So DK, Swift. I would give up DK for Hunter, and he goes ahead of Hunter. So if that's what you want to do, or give up Swift, and maybe you can give up Swift and Higgins for Hunter. Try that, and if not, I give up Swift. I give up DK for Hunter straight up, and if I can't do that, I might do DK and Swift for Hunter and something. But the team's really good. I like the squad, and I definitely go get Genty. And then if you got to make another trade or something, that's fine too, but I'm still taking the value. Thank you, Tig. Appreciate you. Pick players. My boy Smitty's talking about. You sure did, DJ. You sure did. You did a good job. We make fun of it when it's so good because it's like, how did you draft it? So take it as a compliment. But what a squad. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Appreciate all my super chats. Thank you, DJ, for dropping those supers. Thank you, everybody, for dropping super chats all night long and earlier today. You guys keep the lights on. Don't forget, I have a 24/7 live chat group right here. It's the Patreon. I'm going to drop the link right now. I'm going to go over there right now. You'll even hear me type my message, and I'm going to type right here. I'll read it out loud as I type it. It's a live chat environment. I love it. It's where we all hang out. Hunter just asked a question. He said 12-team PPR, H-An and MHJ, or Bucky and Garrett Wilson. Then we answered that on the show, Bucky and G. Willie for me. I'm going to type that there. I'm also going to write any post graveyard show topics. Boom. I asked that. I'm live on the Patreon right now. Another person asked, this is C asked ETN over Aaron Jones, right? I would say yes, but hard to say if and when either will be consistently starting. There we go. So I'm on there. Questions aren't just for me. They're for everybody, but I chime in whenever I can. And that's what the Patreon's all about. So get on over. The link I just dropped in the live chat. To get into the Underdog drafts, that link is pinned. It's Underdog, promo code Smitty. The link inserts code Smitty for you. The minimum's $10 if you want to draft with us every single midnight Eastern, except for right now, Wednesdays. So tomorrow night, Graveyard, I might not do it, but we will see. And I'm also live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I'm also additionally live whenever big news breaks, like I am during the daytime all the time. And then most midnights Eastern, I'm live as well, drafting, like I just said. So midnight Eastern is what this show is. We drafted tomorrow. I might or might not, but usually Wednesdays, I try and take Wednesday Graveyard off. And then again, I'm live whenever big news breaks. And then don't forget my thefantasyfootballshow.com. It's my rankings, my bold predictions, my content site. This is the 24/7 stuff. This is the bold predictions, the trade calculator, all of that. Here's the link for that. Smash that. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Space Ricky. Thank you, Sick Nasty. Thank you, Blackbeard. Thank you, DeBalt. Thank you, Vampy. Thank you, all of you, for helping. My mods are amazing. Thank you for all the super chats. I'll see you all tomorrow. Don't forget, live every single Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Live whenever big news breaks, and live at midnight Eastern every single night practically. See you all tomorrow. Appreciate the super chats. You guys rock. See you on Patreon right now.